Okay, so I'm going to be drawing them out, 3 cards in like a kind of like a past, present, future spread for you, Capricorn. We have the Hermit in the recent past. Could be a Virgo individual involved. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse right in the center. We have the 6 of Discs in the reverse, in the near future. Wheel of Fortune in the present, 6 of Discs in the near future. We have the King of Cups. It could be a water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. Under the deck. Okay, I'm going to show you the cards as I see them, Cancer, or Capricorn. We have the Hermit in the recent past. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse in the present, whatever that means for you, whenever you're listening to this or watching this. And then we have the 6 of Discs, the 6 of Pentacles in the near future. Now, you may elongate these energies or compress them, just depends on your own process and your own set of circumstances. But in general, we're looking at March, or whenever you happen to stumble upon this recording. Okay, well, I do feel with the Hermit. So let's just look at it like the Hermit's not an individual, but is you, right? So, and with the King of Cups, I'm really drawn to sort of Neptunian energy. He's holding this trident. And so in the recent past, you may have been hermiting quite a bit. You may have gone within. You may even have been fantasizing about certain things or what you want, or maybe even a trip that you've been wanting to go on, the Wheel of Fortune. So there's that. There's one way of looking at it. But for many of you, we have the King of Cups as an underlying energy during this particular month. And I do feel like it could be a father type figure is what it feels to me. Or a paternal type of figure in your life. It doesn't have to be your father. Influencing you in a positive way. Or even neutral way, but not negatively necessarily, under the deck. He's kind of keeping an eye out for you, but he's not completely focused on you, which may or may not be a benefit. But he's keeping an eye, right? He's kind of either withdrawn for now, and he may emerge later. But in this month, I think he's kind of falling back a little bit. And if it's you holding those energies there, Capricorn, that's okay too. You're in that watery energy if it's you during this time frame, but it could be somebody else. Okay, so I'm not going to focus too much on that, but that he's there definitely. I say he, but it could be a she. All right, so we have the Hermit in the recent past. Again, it could be a Virgo individual who's been prominent in your thoughts or your life in the recent past. Could be you, Capricorn, again, hermiting a bit. Could even be someone recently who has shown up, who you hadn't heard from in a long time, or someone who you're normally dealing with kind of has withdrawn in the recent past. So it can play out either of those two ways. But even though with the Hermit energy, either if it's been you or someone else who's kind of withdrawn in the recent past, the light wasn't extinguished. The Hermit energy is not one of disappearing necessarily. It's one of deepening. The Hermit doesn't hermit in order to leave the world necessarily. The Hermit hermits in order to understand the internal world, so the Hermit can then understand the external world. So you may have been doing that, or maybe someone else in a practical term who you hadn't heard from, or haven't heard from, or someone who came back in. Again, either way, it's a general reading, so trust yourself, Capricorn, as to what that means for you. But I will say this. So in the present, we do have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You may be experiencing what feels like a desire to really get in there and move things around. Like you're feeling like it's all on me. I have to do it all. Maybe that Hermit energy was you, Capricorn, and you're feeling like, I'm sick of this. I need to get things moving, But with the Wheel of Fortune here in the present, you've really been encouraged to let the wheel spin as it spins. Sometimes the wheel may seem like it's going in reverse or it's standing still, but it's always going to move again, And with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, you may even feel like you've had a reversal of fortune, and so you may feel like, I need to get in there and move things along. You're an earth sign, you like to get in there. But, I would say during this time period, so much earthy energy here, and then this King of Cups under the deck, all this watery energy running through. If you look at the earth and you imagine the water table underneath, I kind of feel like that. Sometimes it recedes, sometimes it rises. And that, we look at it as a metaphor for your emotions. Maybe your emotions are really running deep right now during this time period. But it's showing up here with all this earthy energy that you're feeling like, maybe you're feeling like you need to move things along, get things moving. But I think it would be frustrating for you in that sense, Capricorn, because with the Six of Discs in the reverse, it's like you may just feel like there's no reciprocity. You're giving, and you're getting nothing in return. Or you may even feel guilty, like I'm getting a lot, and I don't have anything to give back. But for me, more of it feels like, because of that Wheel of Fortune in reverse, that you may feel like I'm not getting what I'm putting into this, and that may be frustrating for you. This could be financial, could be professional, could be romantic, could be platonic, it's a general reading. But I will say too, with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, that you may experience, if you are traveling, Capricorn, some difficulties in travel. So you may feel some frustration this month, Capricorn. It's going to vary for everybody, but if you do, come back to self, Remember, the Hermit energy here is showing up in your reading. Maybe it's another individual, but it's showing up, if it is another individual, they are reflecting that back to you, that you hold within, and you hold that light within. The light within represents knowledge, wisdom, understanding. So if you're getting frustrated, Capricorn, nothing's working out for me, blah, 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 whatever the train of thought is that the mind, the ego likes to, project out into usually the imagined future that isn't good. Bring yourself back to what you know within. All is well. Everything's happening exactly the right time it's supposed to, for the greatest good of all. It's not just about our own individual lives, Embody more of that King of Cups energy, that watery energy, keeping a watchful eye, but not super focused, receding a little bit, allowing things to be, not trying to drive things forth here. If you do, it's always your choice, of course, and you always have free will, and there's no right or wrong in terms of your spiritual growth. You may experience a little bit of frustration, or a lot, depending upon, how you are in the moment, There may be a female figure as well, as it's depicted in this card, with whom you are traveling or with whom you have had a connection. Could be a Virgo, not necessarily. And there's this difficulty. You're not hearing from them. They're not doing what you want them to do. This kind of energy. Go easy here, Capricorn. Go gently. Be more flexible. You're so hardworking, and you like to see progressional energy in your world, usually. You may not see it. You may, but you may not. You may only see it if you really, really push yourself. And move the energy in the direction you think it needs to go. But you can certainly do that. But we don't know what's coming, So you don't want to burn yourself out, especially in the month of March. Maybe, if you allow yourself to retreat a little bit, as I feel this King of Cups energy, a little bit of a retreat into the watery energies, just kind of being, if you imagine like kelp on the ocean, it's just kind of going, it's not being beaten up necessarily, it's just kind of flowing with things. I would say that you are being encouraged here, Capricorn, to flow a little bit more. be a little easier. Try not to get too attached to the material world and the way things are moving or are not moving as you think they should. Again, things are in motion that you are not yet aware of in your conscious mind. Your heart knows. The hermit energy knows. The deep wisdom within understands and knows. You hold that energy within you, Capricorn. You may be an earth sign, but you're also have great availability to understand your intuitive nature. So this month may be a time to really tune into that more. It may even be nice to take a bath or float in the ocean or in a pool, or a hot tub or something. Just allow yourself to kind of be like that a bit more during this month as often as you can. You may find it relaxing. So drink plenty of water as well, I would say, Capricorn.